Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Commander review. We are in the Exodus set, and we only got 2 commanders for this entire set, so it's going to be a fast one. And today, we are talking about Ertai Wizard Adept, which is a legendary human wizard. It's a 1/1. It costs 2 generic mana and 1 blue, and it has 1 ability. For 2 generic mana, 2 blue mana, and tap Ertai, counter target spell, which is very straightforward. And because of that, there are no card rulings for Ertai. He's just a counter on a stick, which is cool. To monopolize on this ability, we have Guile to synergize with Ertai. Guile, pretty much the reason why I chose Guile is I like the second ability of Guile, where when you get to counter with a spell or an ability, and Ertai is an ability to counter things, you can exile whatever it is you're countering, the spell, but then you can play that card without paying its cost. So it allows you to play with your opponent's deck, which is really cool. And you're going to have a lot of counter spells in this deck. The deck that I have Ertai in is actually a kind of a hate bear, a stacks deck, just because it is a very heavy control deck. And so having Ertai as a counter spell on a stick is very nice for that. Another deck idea that you can put Ertai in is just a generic counter spell, spell slinger deck. You want to just play spells in your opponent's turn, get advantage from that with things like Archmage Emeritus, so you can get more counter spells, be able to play your spells for super cheap with Mind Splice Apparatus, and then of course it is filled with counter spells like 3 Steps Ahead, which is a really great card. Lastly, another deck idea. And as always, this is the deck that I am building, is a stacks deck. A popular deck idea on EDH Rec, or on the internet in general, is a generic counter deck. And then another fun, more janky build that I found was a bounce deck where you're returning things to their opponent's hands, just because there are 3 other players, so at some point your opponents are going to get things in play, and you are going to be a target, you are going to be a threat with the counter spells. But things that bounce things back to their hands will allow you to then counter them with Ertai in the game to continue your counter shenanigans. And of course, a great card in all of these decks would be Trading Grounds, to be able to reduce the cost of Ertai's activated ability. And that is going to do it for Ertai Wizard Adept. As I said earlier, it is a counter on a stick, but it is a very weak stick. There's no forms of protection on Ertai, and it is a 1/1. So bear that in mind. It is an expensive 4 mana counter, 7 if you have to play Ertai as well. And your opponents are going to go after it, so be warned when you play with Ertai. He's a little weak on the protections, but the counter on a stick is a powerful effect. And when you play with this, you're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to be able to manipulate what your opponents are going to do at the table. So go and do that. Have fun manipulating the board by countering or threatening to counter your opponent's stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, make sure to comment below if there's anything that I missed, any combos or synergies that I did not talk about, or deck ideas that I did not mention. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!